Bock is the prime example of a character who is so easily missed.
Bock. I see him crying. From time to time. I think he misses his mother. He wants someone to tell him he's beautiful.
It's very likely that you probably missed him on your first playthrough. You will only discover his whereabouts if you listen carefully whilst travelling through Limgrave. You won't see him, but you will hear his voice call out to you. The voice is coming from a small tree. Attacking in front of you will reveal the source.
What'd you go and do that for?
This little fellow, called Bock, thanks us for breaking the illusion that has been placed on him, and as a small gesture of thanks, he gives us some mushrooms. He mentions that if he could sneak back into the cave, he may be able to retrieve a much more useful item to give us as a reward. The cave in question is the Coastal Cave. After speaking to Bock, if you travel here, you will find him lying on the ground by the site of grace. Inside this cave is a dwelling place for demi-humans. Demi-humans are small-statured creatures who possess some level of intelligence. Demi means half in Latin, so literally these creatures are part human. However, when night falls, their blood boils and they become feral, revealing their brutish disposition. So as demi-humans are fairly intelligent creatures, this explains why Bock is able to communicate with us. And he's not the only one. All demi-humans are able to communicate. Kenneth Haidt reveals this to us.
First, I'll have to re-establish communication with the demi-humans. What's that look? You don't believe me? Well, under the Erd Tree, commingling with the demi-humans is made possible. Even the vulgar shall not be left behind, under the rule of true order.
So Bock supposedly belonged to this group in the Coastal Cave, but had been exiled for some reason. They had attacked him when he had come to retrieve his belongings. At the end of the Coastal Cave you will find a boss, or rather bosses, two very large demi-humans, the leaders of this group. The reward for defeating these demi-human chiefs are some sewing tools. These are the humble belongings of Bock. It might not look like much, but this sewing needle is priceless, and Bock tells us why when we return it to him.
What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I suppose I can't just curl up and die, can I?
With this reminder, Bock's faith and desire to keep going on has been renewed. He will now appear at the cliffs and offers his services to us. So now if you want to alter the appearance of your armour, you can go to Bock and he will do it for free, instead of the usual 500 rune cost. Bock will now follow you around when you rest at various sites of grace, offering his tailoring skills to us. Interestingly, if you have acquired a alterable boss armour, a demigod armour, and give it to Bock, he will say,
My apologies. Your wardrobe includes the garb of the old demigods, and I'm afraid I can't make adjustments to them. My mum told me once that a royal seamster would do them up in a jiffy. Just wait, master. Before long, I'll be that good too.
Demigod armour is crafted differently in a more intricate fashion, so therefore it will require a respective tool in order to alter it. If you travel to the Church of Vows, to the side there will be a chest with a golden needle inside. One of the tools brought by Radagon when he entered into marriage with Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, and joined the Carrion line. Giving this royal needle to Bock will now let you alter any demigod armour.
I've never seen a golden needle. Not in all my life. I'll polish my craft enough that I deserve this golden gift. I'll be the golden seamster, Bock. You think that Mum would be pleased if she knew that I'm as good as any royal seamster now? Oh, it's still not enough. I need to learn how to sew from scratch like her.
Bock, however, is still not satisfied, still aiming to achieve the same level of craftsmanship as his mother, who was not only able to alter clothes but create them from scratch. It's clear that Bock has gained a level of adoration towards us, We saved his life, we gave him his precious items and reinstated his passion for tailoring. Bok trusts us and will open up to us about his biggest burden.
My lord, have you ever wished you might be born again? Well, they say that Renala of Rea Lucaria has the power to help people be reborn. Oh, me? Reborn? Oh, look at me. When you're this ugly, well, being reborn, it would hardly make a difference, I'm afraid.
When Bok speaks about Renala's power, he's not wrong. Renala can rebirth things. This is shown in the first phase of her boss fight. All of these girls have gone through Renala's cycle of birth and rebirth. But why does Bok want to do this? Bok is full of self-hatred, specifically for his appearance. Some of his first words to us were, "Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly." Although said in jest, his physical appearance is constantly on his mind. It's got twisted into such a misconception that he is ashamed of serving us because of the way he looks. He would go through a process that he knows may have risks just to change himself for the opinion of others. This quest serves as a lesson for those who don't read item descriptions, not realizing what will happen if you entertain Bok's idea of rebirth. In order to be reborn, you will need a larval tear. However, the secret to the rebirth is hidden in the description for the rune you receive after defeating Renala. Those born anew by Renala are all frail and short-lived, imperfect beings, each and all. This is your warning that rebirth is by far not a perfect solution.
My lord, what's this? Oh, it can't be. From my rebirth? But these are precious. Are you certain that it's for me? Oh, my lord. How did you know? It was my only wish that I might honor you with a decent appearance. My lord, it shouldn't take me long. I'm off to see Renala of Rea Lucaria.
Moving to Renala's room after this, you will see a figure, unclothed, save for a small hat, kneeling on the ground with his hands pressed together. An all too familiar pose. He looks up at us and tries to speak, but he is unable to form words. Or perhaps he does not wish to speak to us, the consequences of rebirth dawning on him now. This new physical form is much more humanoid. Bok is no longer part human, but he is cursed with imperfection. Reloading the area proves that Renala's creations are indeed short-lived. Bok lies still. You did this to him. You gave him a reason not to accept himself. You gave him the means to do so, to change, with the false promise that all of his problems would be solved. You made him believe that he wasn't good enough to be associated with you because of one trivial reason: he didn't look good enough. And the worst part is that he agreed because all Bok wanted to do was to make you proud. This quest is a lesson that you shouldn't change who you are just to please someone else. Learning to accept yourself is hard, of course, but you need to teach yourself and Bok this. There is an item to help you with this, the prattling plate found in the hermit village, a home to demi-humans as well. This is a twisted clay sculpt in the shape of a demi-human head. Emits a voice that says, "You're beautiful." You need to let Bok hear these words.
Did I just hear my mum speaking? Thank you very much. Mum was always the only one who said I was beautiful. And now, my dear lord, let me hear her voice. Please, if I may dream just once, do you feel the same way my mum did, my lord? Do you think I'm beautiful, despite these looks? Oh, my lord, my dear lord, I, Bok the seamster, am forever in your service. May the throne of Elden Lord be yours.
And he will now survive. He will overcome his self-hatred, all thanks to unconditional love, unrestrained assurance. It must have been a mother speaking. A mother's love can be the strongest thing of all. Bok's quest has a perfect moral to it, and I'm really happy that he was actually patched to be made more visible, because a lot of players missed him. It means a lot that this small change was implemented, because his quest is so truly meaningful. I do have some unanswered questions though. What happened to Bok's mother? I'm assuming that she's no longer with us, but what happened to her? Also, who turned Bok into a tree in the first place? Was it done as a cruel trick? Or was it done to protect him? To hide himself from others so that he wouldn't be picked on? Melina actually mentions Bok when you rest at one of the sites of grace. She seems to be concerned about his welfare. It's possible that Melina may have turned Bok into a tree to try and protect him. Were you able to find Bok on your first playthrough? Did this video emotionally scar you? If so, I'm very sorry. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you as always to my channel members. Reezus5, Jawbite, Manu999, Kyle Caldwell, Grim, Hellborn Hero, Ratoya Blom, Living Like Dave, Exile Turtle, Mr. Radballs, Bloodfallen223, Kichu, Jeremy Woodall, Munkaru and Nick. Thank you guys so much.